I've got a half sheet of plywood and a full sheet of plywood I need to cut for my next project. The half sheet of plywood I'll be able to get up on the table saw, but the full sheet I won't. I'm going to have to cut it, but I don't want to just cut it laying on the ground. So instead I use this plywood cutting jig made from 2x2 furring strips. I've got 4 running vertically. These are full 8 feet long, and I cut 4 more in half 4-foot sections to run horizontally, and I've got 7 of these. So that gives me 28 intersections where I've got simple hardware joining together. Big advantage of this, I can fold it up into a package about 7 inches wide so I can store it in the garage or over a pegboard in the workshop. I'm going to start by cutting 4 8-foot long 2x2s in half to give me these 4-foot sections. Here I'm laying out and marking each of those 28 intersections 3/4 of an inch in from each end, and then every 16 inches. I've got them clamped together, and I'm using a square to make sure that the joints are going to line up. These are the long ones, 8 feet, and then I'll do the shorter ones, the 4-foot ones. This will be the hardware. At each intersection I'll have a 2.5 inch long machine screw. A fender washer will go in between the 2 boards, and then a 1/4 inch T-nut in the other board. So I'll need 28 of each of these 3. In the wood, in the long boards, I'll first counterbore a 3/4 inch diameter hole with a Forstner bit, a 1/4 inch deep. And that'll be for the flange of the T-nut. Then I'll drill about another 1/2 inch deep, 5/16 of an inch for the body of the T-nut, and then I'll drill through a 1/4 inch. In the other boards, the short ones, I'll first drill a Forstner bit, 1/4 inch deep and a 1/2 inch in diameter. That will be for the head of the machine screw, and then drill through the 1/4 inch hole. And they'll go together like this then. So the T-nut will go in the large hole, and I'll probably have to use a hammer to hammer that down, and I'm going to use a dowel to make sure I get it seated all the way. In the opposing boards, that's where the machine screw will go. And I'll use a fender washer in between and screw them together. Now before I do, on each one I'm going to use a drop of blue Loctite to keep the threads from backing out, and I'll snug the screw down all the way, and then I'll back it out about 1/8 of a turn, and that will give me enough clearance for these to turn. My first cut will be at 34.5 inches. And I'm going to do the trick I normally do with cross-cutting plywood. I've got the depth of cut set so that the blade will just score this top layer of veneer. And there you have it, guys, an easy to make jig to break down plywood, and you're going to be seeing it a lot in my next video where I've got more cuts to make. Thanks for watching.